where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. Although deficit's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is Curious Listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Yeah. Hold your applause. Welcome to Curious Times. It's Monday. I don't like Mondays. May 14th. You have 7 shopping months until my birthday. Here we go. You can count on that every 14th now. I have, for anybody in the chat room, and I'll get right to Alea, but I have posted up one picture here from Diane. She's got a couple of pictures taken very close in time proximity to each other. And in the one I see like an ET, and then the second one here, it's just like this big, huge cat. Like this big, huge cat. Like there's the cat eye, there's the other eye, here's the mouth right there. And it's like a cat. And so in the misty mist. And then here's a leg, and here's a leg, and up here is the tail. Anyhow, I see stuff that maybe I need to have some counseling for, but the interesting thing in both of these pictures is it's almost like right here there's a dog too. Right here. Look at that. It could pass as a chocolate lab or something like that. Or another cat. No. Oh my God, I hate that. Okay. Anyway, but the animals don't seem bothered. So, yeah, phantom cat. Big ass mama cat. Big cat. Anyway, here we are. We have Alea here. So Alea notified me that she's going to be taking the next few June, July, August off from the show. So I was busying myself taking care of that while those songs were playing, because that way, out of sight, out of mind, I won't forget. No, so I have my system all sorted out. And so, Alea, let me know if you want any of those days back. Let me know ahead of time if like August rolls around and you're done doing what you're doing. And otherwise, what else is coming up? We have. It's okay. I'm way in August now because I was taking care of business there. It's the 14th. Tomorrow we have Lisa Nolan Shalosky. Then a couple of days off. Then Salva, and Salva wrote to me and said she is coming. Everything's a go for Friday. Saturday is Kimber. Sunday is Amy, and a week from tonight it's Diana Monroe. That's what's coming up. But tonight it's Alea. Alea Dawn. What's that flower you have on? Okay. And she's so much, really, you can't define. A lot of my guests are not just a single one, thing. But she is the founder of the Kara Center, and this is a place where they do online teaching, coaching, and things like this, psychic development, mediumship, all those kind of things, and much, much more, I'm sure. A lot more workshop focused these days, if I remember from our last call. She's a 4th generation certified medium. She's an aura reader, a dream coach, a tutor, which I call instructor. She has studied various, many modalities and has had many mentors. Many mentors across the world. And she's been reading Clearing Energies and teaching mediumship and spiritual development internationally since 2007. You can find Alea through her Kara Center website at www.karacenter.com. That's K-E-R-A center.com. Or through her Facebook page at facebook.com/medium, Alea Dawn. And so how's it going, Alea?
Hey, Chris. Hey, everyone. How are you?
Good. You're on the road, or what is that still?
No, I'm waiting. We were supposed to go to Maui the beginning of May, because I got invited to be a guest coach at a mastermind event in Maui, and it was supposed to happen at the beginning of May, and that was going to kick everything off, and now it got pushed to the end of May. So I'm waiting for that to happen so I can focus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so everything's on hold right now.
That's okay. That's exciting. That's good.
Yeah.
It gives you a chance to get a base tan, because if I remember correctly, you're a little bit white. Yeah?
Yeah. Very.
Okay, avoid, so take a little sun every day and...
Right?
Get yourself ready for it.
Yeah.
But don't they have, isn't there volcano crap going on over there right now?
Well, there is. And so Maui's like way up in the air right now. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and they had a volcano that's getting ready to erupt or have erupted or something. So
yeah,
yeah.
What is the status? We're consulting with the Ascended Master Google. What is the status of the Hawaii volcano? Because there was like lava every freaking where. You know what I mean? Taking over the place.
Yeah. So there's that. So there's even talks about it moving to September. So like everything is up in the air right now. So regardless, I guess I'm going to start my little journey. Yeah.
Kilauea. Where is that? Where is Mount Kilauea?
I don't know.
So if it's not like Maui, then you're okay. But I mean, yeah, the whole place is going to be. Yeah, there's like major lava flow. Dude.
Yes. So everything is like sort of up in the air. So, but you know, I mean, everything happens for a reason, right? So I'm not upset about any of it. It's just, I'm like, well, there's a reason for me not to go yet. So, I'm hanging out with my son at my son's house right now. So that's been fun. So as soon as that is June hits, I'm actually, and it's given me a chance to sort of like get grounded and really look at what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good. What's going on with Kara Center?
Well, the Kara Center it's still moving a little bit slow. We've got to get some more instructors in. And I'm waiting for them to come on board. And I've actually invited, my son is coming in, and I'm sort of showing him the ropes and showing him things about Kara Center. And he may be helping me out with the Kara Center a little bit as I start to move forward. Cause he's into crystals and meditation and all that stuff, and, he's got that stuff passed down into him too. So he's interested in maybe helping me out a little bit. So he's working for me now, and I'm just kind of showing him the ropes and, see how he likes it. So he might be helping me out, which is what I need. I need help. Yeah. So everything is sort of kind of slow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? Like sometimes it's the calm before the storm. Get yourself rested up and.
Exactly.
A bad thing, but just a hectic, busy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I've sort of moved into coaching a little bit, so it's kind of, the coaching is picking up a little bit of...
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You had an interesting, let me find you again. Let me find you. I got to I'm like, oh, I want to talk to Leah about that. And it's like that you have moved into, oh, for heaven's sake, here we go. So aligned purpose work. I like that. So you're still channeling and using your abilities in that way, but the focus of it is more,
coaching.
personal development rather than, your dead grandma's wearing a red checkered apron and loves to bake bread. Right?
Well, and there's part of that comes through. I just don't want to make that the focus of it, because I think, my spirit guides, I am channeling, and one of the things that they wanted to lead me to was using my abilities, not just for like, is he going to call me on Thursday at 3 p.m. and yeah, my grandmother's got a red sweater on, but more so like, what's creating this resistance for you, or what's creating this block for you, and what are some tools and what are some things going on in your life that we can look at from a spiritual angle and lead you into healing or lead you to that next step. So I'm sort of moving, my sessions, I've like rebuilt my whole sessions. So they're like coaching sessions, so that I am bringing through loved ones in spirit, but that's just part of it. And it's really more about reaching people at the soul level, and the subconscious mind level, and, recognizing the things that are standing in their way so that we can heal the whole person instead of that whole. And I know you and I have talked about this before, like, oh yeah, the constant, like, why isn't he calling me? So it's not so much, is he going to call me on Thursday? It's like, why are we pining after him calling you on Thursday? And why are we not seeing our self-worth? That kind of thing.
I'm all for that, because that's because otherwise it like really reduces the abilities to like cheap parlor tricks or
exactly,
psychic testing or something, and and the person is failing to take responsibility and ownership over. That's why years ago I started to say, like, people just like consider asking your question, like, in such a way as, what could I do to enhance my chances of finding Mr. Right? Or what could I do that would assist me in getting the job that I have an interview for on Tuesday? Not, I have 3 interviews this week. Which job am I going to get?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Because that's not, like, I like to see people, asking for assistance in terms of, what can they do? Because they're the ones who should be in the driver's seat, and otherwise you're passively waiting for. Plus, psychics don't hire people, guys. I used to, because then the people would be like, oh, but look, the psychic is not on the hiring committee, you guys. For crying out loud, it does not deliver the job into your life. Hey, guys. And so even if today it looks like you might get that job, but could be that something changed in the meanwhile, or fail to do something on your end, and it could be ridiculous as, oh, look, the psychic told you were going to get the job, so now you didn't even properly prepare.
Exactly.
Because, you know what I mean? And so, in some ways it could be almost counterproductive, to answer those questions, unless it's to say, look, as long as you do this, then it looks, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But, that kind of thing. So.
And it's funny because as I do these sessions, I'm telling people these are not psychic sessions. But as, of course, when we start connecting, psychic elements come out. And I'm finding that the more that I do these kind of sessions, like, my guides are providing some on-spot wild things that, just come through that are psychic related, but it's more towards the healing of the whole person and seeing things in perspective. It's been a beautiful experience. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was doing this 5 years ago. I wish I was doing it this way 5 years ago, because it's just been like huge breakthroughs. Huge breakthroughs. So, are you there?
Yeah.
Hello?
Keep pushing pushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I am pushing buttons. I don't mean to. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
You're not pushing my button, so that's
Sorry. Yeah, so no, it's been wonderful. I'm really happy with it. So my concentration has been sort of like all over the place, because I'm trying to rebrand my business or bring my business into a different category of work. If that makes any sense.
Well, like anything else, like things have to evolve and they have to progress and get better,
Yes.
And so, and all things happen in their proper timing too. And so, really, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's
exactly.
And maybe as a whole movement, it's a psychic movement, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean?
It's a psychic movement. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like everybody can. Let's get bigger and bolder and bigger with how we can access these abilities and what we use to put to.
Exactly.
And ridiculous, BS crap. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so that's good.
Yeah.
So I just want to know there is a caller. So I see their caller, and don't hang up if I haven't come to you in 3 minutes, because usually we like to talk a little bit with the guest and find out what's going on and have a bit of a conversation, and then we'll probably within the next half hour we'll take a song break, and then we'll get to calls. And so anybody who's listening as well, if you have a dream that you've had recently that you'd like to consult with Alea on, or anything else along the lines of what we're talking, what can I do? What changes can I make? That kind of thing. Call in and we'll take your call as well. So there's one call. Be patient with us. I promise to get to you. So so what else? What?
That's kind of been it. I mean, I've just been I think a lot of it is, I'm creating a team. We're just pulling everything together. I'm rebranding, refocusing, resetting things up. I'm trying to get my son Cade involved in the Care Center, get him working through that, because that could be a good project for him, and it would help me a whole lot and help the tutors there. Other than that, that's been sort of it. That's been sort of it. I'm tying up the ends of some classes and mediumship classes and things of that nature. I do have a couple advanced mediums that I want to bring to you. Yeah.
Corrine, when are you going again? It's in June, right? Please stand by. June 9th. So what part of North Carolina are you going to, Corrine? Why don't we handle it that way, and then we'll ask Alea if she's anywhere near there. Corrine has rented a little vacation, Asheville. Are you anywhere near Asheville?
That is exactly where I'm going. I am not in Asheville. I am not in Asheville. I'm in Oak Island, which is on the east side of North Carolina, on the beach side. But the beginning of June, I plan on being in Asheville for the first 2 weeks.
Well, June 9th.
So I'll be in Asheville.
So June 9th, Corrine has rented one of these big vacation cabin kind of things over there. And,
oh my God. She's gonna totally have to hit me up.
You're gonna have to get connected with her, and she's gonna force you to go in there, and she's a bully, she'll pull you right into it, but that's good.
That's awesome.
It's kind of bullying. So try to make sure that, Corrine, how many days? So make sure that you write this down, Alea, that you find a couple of days or something between June 9th, starting on June 9th to 16th. In fact, she could probably put you up there if you're going to be in Asheville for that week anyways, but I'm just saying.
I
And
totally
so,
have to hit you up, Kareem. Yeah, because that's what I've actually even considered moving there. Like that's what's sort of like going through my mind. I've kind of,
see,
I
now
kind of
here's
want to move.
the give it all. So now you have to do all the cooking, Alea, and then,
Okay, I can handle that. I can handle that.
no, no, Corinne says no. Corinne, I'm
No.
negotiating services here for you. You know what I mean? Come on. And so,
I'm a good
so
cook.
There's room for you to stay there. There's room for you to stay there. But it's an exchange of energy, Corinne.
And I'm a good cook. No, I'm just kidding.
It looks like a fabulous place. She posted a picture of it, and I think that they got like the I'll get an exchange. Trust me. That sounds dirty. I don't want to know anything about
Oh my God.
So that means she's gonna hit you up for psychic stuff all the whole week. Anyway, okay. But she's doing all kinds of, well, because you taught her, well, you were one of her teachers, and so anyway, okay. So now that we've got your travel itinerary sorted out for the 2 I can do for you.
Well, if we can get myself a place in Colorado, then we'll be good, because that's where I want to go to after that.
We haven't. In Colorado.
I am actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. I am actually doing a retreat in Sedona, Arizona in October. I don't have all the stuff in front of me in the itineraries, but I am doing a retreat in Sedona. So, I'm kind of jazzed about that. I'm kind of excited about that, but I've got the place all rented out. I've got all the rooms rented out. I just don't have any other details lined up yet. So, I'm kind of excited about going to Sedona. But other than that, yeah. And that,
have you ever been? Okay, so
never.
just like go there, but don't go there with this great it's Sedona, blah, blah, because I know so many people that have gone there and just had the big letdown. You know what I mean? And just go there and without any preconceived all of the hype and everything else like that, and go go do your thing, and it's like anything else. Like in those cases, people are going there expecting just being at that site will do some miraculous thing for them. Like, you gotta participate in your thing, people.
Yeah, no, we're going to create the magic there. We're going so that we can create the magic in Sedona. And there's going to be some cool things that we're going to do. Like, I'm trying to set up like a spa day. And I know I want to there's some kind of like helicopter trip over the canyons and things like that. So I want to kind of do some of those kind of fun things, but as far as like utilizing the area and what it's known for, the vortexes and all that, I mean, we're going to create the magic there. So that I'm kind of jazzed about. I just want to be in that space and be able to create that magic there, So I think it's bringing people together, and the right people coming together in that kind of a circle, I think would be just a beautiful experience. So
yeah, sure. Awesome. Well, that sounds good. And I prefer, like, I like it when people go to places like that, if they allow their own, on their own for them to, instead of going to a specific spot where all the media hype says, oh, there's an energy here, or there, like, I want people to feel it for themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not just be led because it's, because then that's almost like a placebo effect kind of a thing, you know?
Exactly.
And much rather to kind of explore. Am I fading out for everybody else? I think that Christy, maybe I speak on maybe my the hertz that my voice broadcasts at is like in some range that Christy can't hear or something. You know what I mean? You know how like you can hear decibels above and below a certain, but there's certain decibels. I think that's the problem. So everyone else says they can hear me fine except Christy. And so,
She's crazy, Chris.
She can hear you fine. And so, like, I'm just like, maybe there's something about my, the decibels that would...
Your decibels.
Yeah, you know, like a dog, don't laugh at me, like a dog whistle. You know what I mean? Like, well, dogs can hear it, but humans can't. I'm not calling you a dog, Christy, and I'm also not speaking at that high of a decibel. But what I'm saying is, there's some people who have, there's a range in which they can't hear, and so it could just be that God has helped her to be deaf when it comes to, God is helping her not hear me. God is helping her not hear me.
God. Oh.
I don't know. Now Corrine is saying it. So anyhow, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
It's like your voice skips on my end. I can hear you, but your voice it goes out every once in a while.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so I restarted my audio engine, and we'll see if that helps in any way, shape, or form. Modulation. Occasional modulation issue. that makes me think of who is that Bugs Bunny guy? You Earthling, Marvin. He has like the P32 modulator or whatever like that. I have to find that sound clip that I have. That's funny. Okay. And okay. So now, have anybody in the chat room have you had any wacky dreams lately, Alea?
No, I haven't. I've had one dream, but lately I've not been really remembering my dreams. I've been having like blackouts on dreams, so I've been upping my meditations because I'm not remembering anything very clearly. And I know it's because I've got a lot on my mind. But I've not had anything kind of crazy. Not recently. Nope.
But like they're not in the presence of my mind anymore. They're no longer present in my mind, and I don't get too worried about writing every little dream down. You know what I mean? Like it's like go with the flow. And if I started to have the same thing all the time, then there's something to pay attention to. You know what I mean? And then I would want to maybe jot down some notes each time that it was there while it was fresh in my mind. But
for me, I just tell people, like if you jot down the major symbols and let everything else kind of fill in, because the major symbols are gonna, like if you like. Who wants to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and like write down a whole book of what they just dreamt? And so I'm like, just write down like the major points, and your memory will fill it all in when you come back and look at it. So as long as you can get the major points down and get an idea and a feeling, like the feeling that you have when you wake up from the dream is really, really important.
Right.
So,
yes. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're aware of how you felt in the dream too, then that's good also. And as I know that recently I had a dream that my mother was in, but that could just be because Mother's Day was coming up. You know what I mean? And so, I always go like every dream doesn't have to have, it could be that's just something. It's just like something. And lots of times I'll wind up. Say if the TV's on as I'm falling asleep or while I'm asleep, and then like little bits of what's on the TV will bleed into my dream. You know what I mean?
But see, now I do believe in that, and I do believe that our dreams can take in certain things that we've seen during the day. But I am of the belief that every dream has meaning. I mean, it doesn't have to be profound meaning,
right.
But I do believe that every dream does have meaning, and I think it uses what we experience during the day. I think our dream processes uses what we experience during the day to give us symbols and to give us ideas about what the dream means. So I do believe that we take in certain things into our dreams. Now, the really cool thing about like watching TV and going to sleep and having the TV or the TV show replay in your mind is that it creates what's called lucid dreaming because you're taking part of the physical into your dream world.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like, people will have, like, when they go to sleep watching TV, they'll have some really vivid dreams. And that's because you are actually having lucidity in your dreams because you're taking a piece of the physical into your dream sleep. And that's going to create lucidity, which is going to create some powerful dreams at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I remember, but I don't have all the details that fresh anymore because it was a few years back. And I realized a little bit later after I woke up that during the time that I had been asleep that some news had come out about the Vice President of the United States at that time. And but so in my dream, like, it was all in a lot of tunnels and all of this kind of stuff. And I was like an FBI agent, or I was some kind of an agent, like protecting the Vice President. You know what I mean? And all of this kind of crazy stuff. And it was like, you know, the whole briefcase and protecting the Vice President and all that kind of stuff. And then, like, I realized later on that there had been some news story on about the Vice President, and so so that was fun. You know, that was actually really one of the funnest dreams. And I got to be like a secret agent, and
I love dreams like that.
Oh, we were being pursued. It was a big, long, drawn-out dream too. You know what I mean? Like being pursued.
Yeah.
Goodness, it was craziness, but it was fun. And at least while I was on duty, the Vice President survived the whole ordeal. And so,
of course he did. Of course he did. He had the greatest protection of all.
So yeah, that was. And then there's been times where, like, I've had a nap. You know, like there were times whenever I used to listen to BTR all the time, all day long, right? And so whenever my leg started to, like, my ankle and my foot and then whatnot would, like, just explode to the elephant size or something like that. So then I would, like, have to go and put my leg up. And so so a funny thing happens to me if I ever go lay down. I fall asleep. And so, it's quite a phenomenon. But anyhow, but you know, at least 2 times, a show that I had been listening to, the people involved in that show became part of my dream. And, yeah, in one case, like the 2, Suzanne Streisauer and, no. Trudy and, somebody that used to, Kath, anyhow, used to pair up with Trudy, in the afternoon. And, so what in my dream, though, is I could see the 2 of them were at my computer doing their show from my computer, and I could see them from the backs of their heads, you know? And then while that was going on and they were broadcasting, it expanded into this. I opened my front door and like I'm in a condo like area, and so then outside of my door was like almost wall to wall like carnival booths, you know what I mean? And like a carnival kind of an atmosphere going on out there. And then in my basement, all of a sudden my basement became miles and miles big, but stuff was being brought in like tables and silver and dishes and all this because there was going to be some great big party. And then, from the basement, while that was going on, I open a door in my basement, and all of a sudden I'm in like this like whole other underground, like, but not like underground, like it was be almost like the basement of a mall or something like that, because there would be like almost like the storage rooms for different various stores or restaurants.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
All in my basement, you know what I mean? Like in my basement. Like I open
Yeah.
one basement, and all of a sudden, like there's the meat freezer for such and such a bar. I'm all like, woohoo! Look at that! I don't even have to go grocery shop. And so, and then as I'm walking through, now I'm going upstairs, and now I'm like in the restaurant, and then in the mall, and it was just wild, you know what I mean? And all of that, just like from the backs of these two women's heads, and they were on the air at the time, you know, that I fell asleep, right? Their show was on.
That's a good name.
Oh man, that was just so adventurous, right? And and then the other one was Robert. Oh my God, what's wrong with my head? From Bite Radio Me, Robert Sharp, and he had been on, and then all of a sudden I was like looking. This was another one of those where I was like looking for my car, and I couldn't find my car where it was parked, and then there was like blood across the whole road, and then there was like this like trailer. And then inside this trailer, it was like Robert Sharp's trailer. It was Robert. Oh my God! I'm all like, Robert, where's my guy?
Well, you know, whenever we dream of like houses, excuse me, whenever we dream of houses, when we're dreaming like of like basements of houses, that's like the foundation of our personal psyche, personal subconscious mind. So it's like the foundation. But like when you start like going through tunnels and into malls and stuff, then it starts moving from the personal subconscious foundation into like a business kind of foundation. And so like coming up, and whenever there's like any kind of houses, it's always, if it's houses, it's related around your personal subconscious mind. If it's like businesses, then it's related around your career and your subconscious mind around your career. Cars are always about movement. They're always about movement, travel. So like, you know, you can take what the car looks like or what kind of condition it is, or if it's lost, and you can sort of feel, well, maybe I'm feeling lost in my path. Maybe I'm feeling lost in my movement. And if it's, you know, if it's lost and then found, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm finding something new about where I want to take my purpose, where I'm taking my path. So there's all different kinds of elements, and you can look at like the conditions. Like when you start talking about like tables being brought in and food being brought in and, you know, big parties and big people coming, for me that talks about nourishment and, community and people, you know, coming together. So I mean, to me that sounds like was a really good dream. And, you know, going in and seeing them all and the different doors that you can go through or the different places that you can go through. And you came up into the mall. And so, I mean, whenever you start talking, going upstairs, I mean, that's moving up. Your mind is moving and shifting into an upper level. So you're moving into the next level kind of, place in your movement, in your career, or in your mindset at least. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Just because, you know, that was almost similar to, like I have some that have like similar, but then the details of it are different. And so the other one, I was out playing like football in a field or baseball in a field, just a regular summer afternoon, right? And then it was time to go get ready and like get on the plane or something and go, because I was going to go have, you know, of course I was going to have supper with the president. And
yes.
And so it was just like, oh, it's time, you know, like it was no. So I don't, like, part of the dream did not contain like light over or anything, but then the next part of the dream is like I'm like entering into, it's almost like a big large meeting room. You know what I mean? In a conference room, but a large one, a really large one. And there's tables there, and there's like the first family is there and everything like this. And so I'm like, oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go wash my hands. You know what I mean? And so now I go looking for a bathroom, and I cannot find a bathroom. And so I could see some of the staff, the food staff, starting to come to bring trays of food back towards where I had come from, which is where the conference room was for dinner's going to be served. And so, and again, I wind up in a mall. Like, I go through all these doors and blah, 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 and now I'm in a mall. Finally, I find a bathroom. I think this is the dream where I find a bathroom. And so anyways, I go into the bathroom stall and sit down and all that, and then all of a sudden I look, and it's like now there's like a glass window from about my upper chest up. And looking onto a freaking mall. And so I'm all like sitting on the can, and everybody can see me from the check, sitting on the can or something like that. And I'm all like, what? And so then I cannot find my way back to the where supper is, and now I'm just wandering in the mall. And that was another crazy one. And like I've had a lot of similar ones like that. Another one, like I was at a big ball field. You know what I mean? Like a baseball stadium. And so then I was looking up from my bleacher seat. And now all of a sudden I wind up in some tunnel system of all of these crazy backroom places at the.
Hello?
I got muted. And so
okay.
that was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy too. I get a lot of those where it's just like I go out looking for something, and suddenly it's like door after door, turn here, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. And
that's like shifts in your mindset. You're having like different thoughts and shifts in your mindset, and you're taking on new ideas and understanding things at a different level. It sounds like you have a lot of dream with food in it, like a lot of dinners and stuff. No, I mean, I'm not teasing, because I mean, it could be that, it's trying to provide you nourishment. It's interesting that you keep finding yourself in a mall. Has that been like a recurring kind of thing?
Like I've had, a few of those, and and then a couple of other ones where it's like a building where it's like a combination of and funny because I was coming with groceries, coming back with groceries, and it's in like one of those like in an airport or in a large school or facility where, they have like these little cars that drive around in the hallways, and they can actually, you can hook on like a supply trailer or something, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right,
and so then I'm like in a little scooter type thing like this that has my groceries in it, right? And and then I run into people that are a combination of people that come from like the hospital job I used to have, and then like the college job that I used to have, like a combination. And both places were large campuses, you know what I mean, large facilities. And so then it's this winding, weaving, journey through, and it was during one of those where I actually had this, I became aware like that I was aware of the dream. And I was like in the hallway of the college, and I'm like, you know how sometimes they'll set up a table in the colleges, like a students' union or something, and they'll sell tickets or cookies, baking or whatever. And so they have those like tables out, and so there's a table out, and on the table is a piece of Tupperware. And so in my mind, as I'm walking by this thing, I'm all like, oh my God, I want to bring that Tupperware back from my dream. Like I knew I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
So I was gonna like try and bring this Tupperware back, and like see if I woke up, I would have this strange piece of Tupperware that shouldn't be here. You know what I mean? And so anyhow, I'm hooking myself up to go. I'm walking, I'm coming, and I'm starting to approach the Tupperware. And as that's happening, a couple of come right there. And I didn't want to be seen to stealing Tupperware.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's...
Yeah, so I just kept walking. I turned the corner, down another hall, and I was going to come back. I was going to double back and then make a second pass at it. And while I was on that away, all of a sudden, I wind up on this big long journey that like goes elsewhere. Now there's parts of the hospital from transitions from like the school to the hospital. It's great, and I'm going through the lab, and I'm like blah blah blah. It's like, but I never did make it back to that Tupperware. But I wanted to bring that Tupperware back because then I could be like, how cool would it be if something back.
Well, that's lucid dreaming. That's lucid dreaming. And a lot of times, like when we start getting into lucid dreaming, and like to me, like for you going through all those little tunnels and those shifts, I mean, I wonder if you were like traveling through the astral. Oh, hold on one second, Chris. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. So we're gonna get ready to take us on break.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm here. My dog got out when I was coming out, and he came out with me. So I was like, oh gosh, hold on. So I totally interrupted the whole broadcast. But yeah, what I was saying is like that's lucidity. And I think a lot of times people think that like a lucid dream means that you have to be able to control the dream, but it's not. It's just being aware that you're dreaming. That's what lucid dreaming is. It's just being aware that you're dreaming. And a lot of times when we have lucidity like that, like we actually, like I think every time we dream, I think we go into a divine place anyway. But I think when we have really strong lucid dream, I believe that spirit's present. Whether that be angels, spirit, or loved ones in spirit, whenever it's really lucid like that, I believe that spirit's present at that point.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like you almost like traveling.
Well, no, but I believe I could have brought that freaking Tupperware back with me.
You probably have.
And then maybe the powers that be decided that might not be a very good thing, and so that's how come they took me on this other journey, and I never made it back to the table.
I love it.
I know.
I would love to study your dreams. You have some wild dreams.
Oh, sometimes I love it. You know what I mean? I really love it. And those are not drug-aided dreams either. And so
no.
they're just like they're not drug-induced dreams. And
no.
But however, maybe the next time we talk, by then they might have legalized marijuana.
You never know. You never know.
Well, it's supposed to be legalized around July 1st, but I don't know if they're on their proper timeline here. So for Canada, they're supposed to be legalizing it for recreational for all forms.
For the whole country? For the whole country?
Yep. Yeah, for the whole country. Yeah, so so that would be good. But you know, my luck, they'll be like, oh, there's this delay, and oh, there's that delay, and then by that time, you know, the Conservatives will get back in, and then they'll kibosh it entirely, and that'll be the end of that. So anyway, let's take a song break, and then we'll come back and I lost that caller anyway. Okay, the person dropped, and they didn't want to listen, apparently. So you go take a quick break. We'll do a song anyway. And Amy, I don't know if you're just listening or if you're gonna come in or not. If you could let me know one way or the other, that would be great. And let's see. What can I play? Let us play. Oh, let's do some Neil Young. Here.
Don't call pretty Peggy. She can't hear you no more. Don't leave no message round her back door. They say the taste is so sweet. But the laughing lady's loving ain't the kind you can keep. There's a fever on the freeway, blacked out tonight. There's a slipping on the stairway, just don't feel right. There's a rumbling in the bedroom and a flashing of light. There's the old laughing lady, everything's alright. There's the old laughing lady, everything's alright.
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Perhaps you're a light worker looking for a safe place to share your thoughts and services. We've got a place for you, IntuiTalks.com. Join for free, post updates, blogs, create and join groups via website or radio or class package. The possibilities are endless. Join the all-spiritual, all-under-one-roof network, www.IntuiTalks.com.
IntuiTalks. And we're back. And so Amy's there, Christy, Diane, Marie. Hi, Marie. Michael. Oh, Rachel's back. Rachel, call back. Rachel, call back if you wanted to get a reading or talk about a dream or something. Corinne DeWinter is there, and our guest is Alea Dawn. So we're back. Let's see if Rachel, I think Rachel was, no, it wasn't Rachel. My bad. It was some other person that was in the queue before. Amy, are you oh, Michael was thinking of that last singer 20 minutes ago. So there you go. He's finding out I am the music psychic. And so anyhow. So Amy, if you just come on whenever, push your own, unmute your own damn self.
Right. What's your question? I'm multitasking, but I heard my name. What did you want to know?
No, I just wanted to know if you were in queue or just listening.
Well, I'll go to queue standby, like if we need some radio.
Okay, well we have no callers, so it's up to you.
So that's all that. Then I've been queue.
Sure, hey, we have a caller. So Alea can give us an example of, or unless you've had the coolest dream lately, Amy, what maybe Alea can demo. What's that?
I did have a curious dream.
Oh, good. Tell us all about it.
Remember the main co-worker of mine, a male co-worker, like sort of picked me up, kind of like you do in figure skating, with guys and girls figure skate together, or like ballet. Like picked me up and started twirling me around, this area in the office. That's the only part I remember about it. But I found it curious because I don't really think about this person. He's like
intimately. Yeah.
Or anything. I don't think about him. I mean, it's like total flatline as far as, he's just a guy in my office, I don't work with him.
Were you doing like a project together? Were you doing a project together or anything like that?
Nothing.
How long ago was the dream?
And I didn't, it was like this morning. between asleep and awake this morning.
It was this morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going in and out on me. I'm sorry.
Hold on 1 second. I wasn't planning on. My phone is I'm trying to charge my phone. I was not planning on. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
This morning, this person is like a total non-issue in my life. He's just a random coworker. He has no influence on me. He's probably like equal as far as we go, but in a totally different arena. And that's the end. That's all I can think of it.
You know, it almost gives me a feel like there's some psychic element there, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of times when we have dreams of other people, it can represent a spirit guide. So it could point you to, like, the spirit guide has the same name as this guy, or looks like this guy, or there's something about this guy that can represent a spirit guide. So I'm going to say it's either one of...
I do think that, now that you mention that, I do think it's sort of like the collective, it's like my main spirit guides are kind of like this holy trinity of my brother, my husband, and my father. And they're all like one person. They're all like one spirit guide now. They kind of travel together, but they're like one. It's not like, anyway.
It's like what Abraham did.
He is sort of the combination of those three. He's probably the only person. He's probably the only person in my office that I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like I say, I have nothing to do with him, but and I'm not like attracted, like, oh, let's have an office affair. But I do kind of like I do find him more interesting than the other people that work there. So yes, I get what you're saying, because he's like, I get it.
Yeah, so he could represent like your spirit guides, and maybe they're lifting you up, and maybe they're showing you that they're lifting you up, especially when it comes to work and career and balance, especially if you've got some questions around work. It could be that they're lifting you up or lifting your spirits up, and letting you fly a little bit. So then maybe they're showing you that they're there to support you. It could be an either or, because I'm sort of getting a psychic element from this a little bit. It also could mean that he could show up for you in a very big way in a very future event. That's why I asked you when you had the dream, because oftentimes when there's psychic elements within a dream, the things that happen from the dream can happen within 2 weeks to 6 months. But oftentimes it could represent that he's going to be there to help you or support you in something in work. So I wouldn't write him off completely yet, because for me it feels like it has some precognitive element to it. So it could be either or, but either or it shows me that you're going to get the support that you need and the balance that you need. You're fully grounded. Does that make sense?
Yes, actually it does make sense, because there was a big change at work, and I was a little unnerved. I don't know. I was a little unnerved about it, but for lack of a better term. But I feel like, I don't want to say I don't care, because it sounds like, oh, I don't care. Usually when people say they don't care, they do.
Yeah. Yes.
But I've just gotten to the point where I know everything will work out.
You feel grounded and supported. You feel grounded and supported.
I don't feel threatened.
Exactly, and that's what they're showing you. Yeah, they're just confirming that for you, that you're grounded and supported in what you're doing. So, and I think that's natural that you would feel that after having a dream like that. But it almost makes me wonder too if he's going to show up for you in a big way down the road. So just keep that in the back of your mind as well.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. Well, yeah, I get it. Maybe I think that. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Actually, I do that. I do.
I had a dream one time. I had a god awful boss. I mean, somebody you would just not be attracted to. It is awful. And I had a dream that I literally had like sex with him, and it was like really intimate. And it was really kind of like dirty. And I woke up and I was like, oh my god, like wow.
Right.
But what I found is like a month later, like he really helped me out on a project. And was intimately involved with not sexually or romantically.
Intimacy. It doesn't necessarily mean penetration.
It doesn't even mean affair. It doesn't even mean like it doesn't even mean affair. It just meant that he was there to help me and guide me and support me in that, and I was grateful to him. So a lot of times, these dreams are showing for kind of like this person is going to really balance and support you. But I think it's a double-edged thing because I think your guides let me know, hey, we're here. We're here to help you ground it, and I think that's natural that you would have that feeling around that situation. So, yeah, that's what that's how I would look at the dream.
I didn't feel like, oh, how weird that I had a dream about, I must have a crush on him, I must have sleep with him or something. I didn't feel awkward about having a dream. I didn't feel like it was like carnal or anything. It was just like peculiar.
Exactly. It's just your spirit guides. It's just spirit guides showing you that they're showing up for you and they're balancing you and holding you up so that you can fly.
Yeah, they always do. I mean, they always do, especially after I spent the weekend with my mother, and she is all that. Like, and she just sucks me dry. So,
mine does too.
So it's not like, she's just a total, she's just a spoiled brat, and that's all she is, and that's all she's ever going to be. And, but I come back from these trips, anyway, and it was a really bad drive home. Like, I fell asleep driving, and then, so I stopped there, and there were no hotels because it's graduation, and then I started driving again. I fell asleep. I got pulled over because I was, like, drifting into, so it was just really dangerous. I mean, that's really dangerous to be driving like that. And, but the cop was really nice about it.
You sound like you're exhausted now. You sound like you've been sort of, are you still like feeling the effects of it?
Absolutely. I mean, I had a very nice weekend, but there's this aspect of my mother that absolutely, debilitates me. And I have to detox. I already took my salt bath, but it takes a lot more than Epsom salt. He just is. So, anyway.
Oh, I can feel it. I can definitely feel it.
It's at her assisted living place. She's like really popular in miscongeniality. So, I'll forget for a second. I'll let my guard down. Like, she's not that bad. But she is that bad. She is. She's just, she is, and it's fine that she is, and I get it. Like I get the whole metaphysics of the whole thing. But I let my guard. I let my guard down, and now I'm paying the price.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can definitely hear it. I'm glad you took a salt bath, but I would do a lot of grounding. A lot of grounding, as much grounding as you can do. How is work going for you? Is it getting better? Are you feeling pretty comfortable there?
In the corner, I'm turning a corner. There's a couple of things. Project. It's tied to my industry, but it's not. That's languishing. That's languishing on. I need to tie that up, and I just need to, because they hired. This is some weird dynamic. They hired me. There's a guy who's working there, who's attorney. He was like, he got colon cancer, and he never like really came back. Like, Like when he came back after the chemo and everything, he just wasn't really there. So,
Right.
supposed to retire. I'm not an attorney. And the past year, he's been there. It was just a weirdness. And now they hired this new girl, and she's like autistic. I think she's autistic. I mean, she is autistic, but she's an attorney.
Yeah.
And I call her Rain Man because she's like, she's like tatting on me all the time. And she like repeats what I said as if she was a voice recorder. Not like she's recounting the story for the, so I started calling her Rain Man. But we have to, her and I have to find a way to work together. I'm not necessarily threatened by her. I think more she's threatened by me. So I'm trying to be non-threatening.
Right. And
I'm trying to keep my sense of humor about the situation and, find a place and work it out so it's not going to be an adversarial situation. Historically, this would be an adversarial situation because I don't get along with women. I don't like women. I don't like the way they operate. I just don't. And but I'm determined.
Is there a possibility that you could be shifted? Is there a possibility that you could be shifted in another direction?
Yeah, there is actually. There is. And that's interesting that you brought up that guy and the influence. I know that I can be truly helpful. I just keep in my mind that I'm just here to be truly helpful. I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to be the most popular.
Right.
All I'm here is to be helpful and in exchange make a living. And I make a very nice living. So I don't want to, it's fine. It's fine. And I just don't want to get in a frickin' because girls don't know how to fight. And they fight like, they pull your hair,
they're dirty.
And they tattle on you and stuff like that. And I just don't want to get in another stick fight. So
I feel like you're going to shift, and that's why I asked you. I feel like there's going to be a shift. Because I understand where your mind is, where you're like, I just want to be helpful, but you want to make sure that who you're working with is aligned and both of you are good in a good space. And, maybe we can work on manifesting that shift, for the betterment of, for the betterment of both of you. Cause I see a shift coming and it feels positive, but it feels like it's a little bit down the road. So I don't know if you got maybe another month or two.
We're actually going we're going to this conference, and I agreed to go to this conference, even though it's in Cincinnati, which is close to where my mom lives and stuff. So I'm not going to go both ways with her, but I decided I'm going to drive down with her so that we can be in a car to get, have like a little Thelma and Louise bonding session.
Exactly.
And just kind of find some kind of way to, bond a little.
Communicate.
Just bond a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, anyway.
Yes, I agree.
But that's interesting.
I agree.
It's interesting now because I didn't think anything was wrong at work.
No, I don't think there's anything
wrong. I didn't mean wrong. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't think work was an issue, but yet I'm having work dreams, and I'm sitting here babbling on about Rain Man.
Yeah, I do. I feel like there's going to be a shift coming, but it does feel like after the summer. So it feels like this of course is like one of those experiences that we have to work through. And I think it's a great idea that you guys are going to have that bonding moment, but I do feel a big shift for you. And I don't know if it's in his direction, but it very well could be. So,
yeah, I get it.
Up.
I get it. I get it totally. And I also get it. I actually got, if you just do the right thing, if you, instead of playing the office version of Survivor, where you make like these allegiances and stuff like that.
Right.
You can't, you can't end up on the wrong. You can't.
Right.
When you're talking about that shift, something is coming to mind because on all jobs the honeymoon always ends.
Well, I think it's a positive thing. I don't think it's a negative thing.
No,
I don't think it's anything.
No, I mean it is a positive. I'm not talking about my honeymoon ending. I'm talking about her, like.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the trip will be good, and it's all going to be fun. It's all going to
be fine. It will be. It will be.
Perfect. That was very helpful.
Well, thank you, Amy. Thank you. I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, I just need some sleep, and not while I'm driving, which is the kind of sleep I was getting.
No, please get some sleep in home.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks, Alea.
You're welcome, honey. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. And I heard somebody pushing something. Okay, that might have just been Amy pushing me to mute again. Okay. That looks like it. So if you want, we can have an early night.
Yeah, it'd be fine. It'd be fine.
I'm gonna miss the hell out of you. Not gonna talk to you now until September maybe.
Well, and now I just sort of took off for June, July, and August because I was like, I don't know what my schedule's going to be. So, I mean, I'll definitely reconnect with you in like 30 days and just be like, okay, Chris, this is where I'm at. Because everything's still uncertain.
Yeah, just let me know and month to month. I took a note just so that I don't forget, and then sit there waiting. Where the hell is Leah? So
I know.
But then I'll just
exactly.
if you get back in touch with me, but otherwise, have an amazing summer.
Thank you. You all too.
Yeah. And so it'll be awesome to catch up with you and find out all about your adventures.
Absolutely.
Keep track of Alea on her Facebook medium, Alea Dawn, and at the Cara Center.com. And you guys can keep up to date with what's going on with Alea that way. And of course, Corrine, if you guys hook up.
Definitely.
Because we'll definitely probably hear from you if you show up at Corrine's, because they'll probably have someone there. We'll have a laptop, and they'll probably tune in to Curious Times.
That would be fun. That would be fun as hell. Absolutely.
Remote from Corrine's cabin, and
yeah, that would be cool.
Well, I'm gonna. So I want to thank you very much. Have a great, safe, awesome summer, and
thank you, honey. You too.
No problem. Thank you. For the rest of you guys, I'm gonna toss a song on, and then I'll come back and see if any of you guys are interested in OT or what. And so we'll go with this.